Dan Radio Style. Hope everybody out there is having themselves a good day. It's a whole bunch of stuff, right? It's been a while since I've done one. Obviously, kind of trying to reinvent myself a little bit. So we'll see how this plays out. And I don't really want to get too terribly specific. We'll just see if you guys like and if it works out. And if not, I will probably figure it out and readjust. But yeah, I've just been trying to re-educate myself, if you will. So feelings first. There's a reason why I brought this up. I had a very good friend that came to me not long ago and said, "All right, seriously. So what is what you think is the most important part of this whole manifesting, this whole law of attraction, this whole how can I make my life better scenario?" And I kind of thought about it for a while, and really, what I came down to is most people are waiting for something to happen in their lives to then make them happy. So they're not necessarily happy right now. They're hoping to manifest, they're hoping to make changes. They're all on the right track as far as mentally where they're trying to go, but they're waiting for this something to happen to actually bring happiness to their lives. And really it's the other way around is how manifestation needs to happen. It's the key to the whole thing is making sure the mood is there, and then you've got the words and thoughts and deeds are what's going to tell the universe, hey, here's specifically what I want. And as my feelings are in line with that, that actually speeds that process up immensely. So if you're coming from a place where you're not happy and you're thinking about, I'd like to have X, Y, and Z, but I'm not happy about it, the universe doesn't necessarily see that as I don't want to say a real request because it is, it's still legitimate, but it's not that energy that you feel when you're happy that puts that extra oomph to it. It kind of kicks it in the rump, if you will. So what I'm kind of bringing this whole thing up for is to maybe give a couple examples of how we can sometimes get ourselves in a better place as far as our feelings, and then from there, do your manifestations, do your gratitudes, do your daily affirmations, whatever the case is, but get yourself in that happy place first. A lot of people are like, well, I don't know anything that makes me happy. I disagree, and I'm 100% sure there are things that make you happy. A couple examples that I came up with quickly. Maybe you just think of the love of your life. One thing that's worked for me, even though I'm not necessarily with this person, there's a specific someone that when I think of her, oh my God, it can bring tears to my eyes. The level of love, the level of happiness, the level of joy. So that's sometimes my go-to thought, right? What about that day that you got that enormous commission check, right? The way you felt when you looked at that check and it was huge. The biggest one you've ever gotten. Remember that feeling. Or how about the day your child was born? Wow, that was a significant day for a lot of people. That might have been extremely happy. Or your wedding day, right? When you maybe saw your bride walking down the aisle, or the other way around, you're the bride with your father's on your arm and you're looking down at your groom-to-be, your husband-to-be, and just the amazing, and seeing all the people in the audience and how happy and amazing that day was. Or sometimes people just wake up in a good mood, happy that they're alive. You're the lucky ones. You're the ones that are already miles ahead of most of us. But again, if that's how you feel when you wake up, that's a great time to do your gratitudes, your manifestations, your affirmations when you're already feeling that way. And for me, another one that I sometimes will go to, just as another example, is there's certain songs, hence kind of Walking on Sunshine. For me, that brought chills to me just listening to that song. I cannot listen to that song as much as I've heard it too many times, and I don't necessarily love the song per se, but the feeling that it brings about within me gives me chills, makes me smile, puts me in a good mood. So maybe there's a song out there that you love that you can listen to once in a while when you need to get your mood straight. So it all comes down to feelings first. If you can get that part nailed out and get that part dialed in, the rest of it really does start to come into play, and it does a lot quicker than it does any other way. So again, Dan Radio Style, thank you for joining me. One of the things I'm going to try to do is keep these a lot more short and to the point and concise. Hopefully a little more prepped out, and at least over here. That's why I keep looking at this stuff. I want to make sure to keep myself focused. But then on top of that, I don't need to be doing these big long-winded, hey, listen to Dan talk, because Dan likes to listen to himself talk. Not so much the way we're going to go about it. So, Dan Radio Style, hoping you like my new season 3 or wherever the heck we're at. I think it's probably roughly about season 3. I don't know. I've been doing this. I think it's close to my 3rd year, starting my 3rd year. But we'll be doing more shows. I've actually got a bunch written out, and that's what I'm also trying to do is plan out a few shows ahead or many shows ahead. because I'm going to reach a point where I actually am having a larger audience, and I'm going to need to do these on a much, much more regular basis. So again, that's kind of one of the things with manifestation is you plan out, right? Thinking ahead. Right now I got like whatever subscribers I got. I'm not huge at the second, but I know I'm getting there. I'm heading in that direction. And the question I was asking myself recently is, are you ready to be big? Are you ready to have a large audience? And I was like, no, I'm actually not. As much as I love this, I'm not. So again, trying to do some new things. We'll see what happens. But thank you for joining me. Please subscribe. If you like what I'm talking about, share. Feelings first. It's huge. It's the only way you're going to get from A to B quickly. All right? And all the other stuff works. Your thoughts, your feelings, your deeds. That's how you manifest. But your feelings is like the strength. It's like the water pressure in the garden hose, right? No matter what, water's coming out. But you do a lot more cleaning and a lot more watering and a lot more whatever. You can shoot the water further when there's more pressure. So hopefully that analogy kind of works. Again, thank you everyone for joining me. We're going out with Black Eyed Peas. I got a feeling. Oh yeah.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna